Hey there, welcome to the Chronicles and More with Jim. Pawpaw Chronicles and More, that is. Well, today I had decided time to get some maintenance in here and give you an update. This is one I grafted this year. It's a Kentucky Champion. Hadn't mowed out here in a couple of weeks and allowed things to grow. I try to allow the grass to grow a little bit throughout the fruit garden. Kind of helps to hold in moisture into the ground. And every once in a while, I got to come out here and clean it up. And that's what I'm doing right now. Cleaning it up. Now this tree right here, I grafted. It's a Kentucky Champion. I figured something different. And the one thing I've said before, and I continue to say, don't graft it and walk away and forget about it. Take care of it. And eventually the cage will come off this, and it'll be big enough to where I don't need to have the stake on it. It's on my board map that I created. Got a lot of crabgrass around here. Had a pretty good mess in here, didn't I? There. Now I can see it in its entirety. See what we got going on here. Let me try to get a little bit of this debris off my hands. There. That's good. Anywho, this is a Kentucky Champion. It was grafted May 14th. And incidentally, this was a root sucker. And I dug it up last year. It came up last year. And I elected to dig it up, and I planted it here last year in August. And you can see it's got a really good sized stalk to it. And what I wanted to do was take a look at the graft line, see how it's looking. Now some of the parafilm's coming loose down here. That graft, incidentally, was a tongue and whip. And what I want to do is put some fresh parafilm around the graft line to keep it from drying out, which I think she's good to go. Tongue and whip, that's a good graft. That's one of my favorite grafts, but more times than not, it's hard for me to come to a situation with seedlings where I have a large enough rootstock to perform a tongue and whip. But when it comes to these root suckers, because of the robustness of that root sucker, I'm usually able to match up because root suckers do so well. We'll put a little bit of parafilm around this. And all I'm going to do is cover up the wound. And then I'm going to put the fence back on it. I got the fence around it to protect it from groundhogs. Groundhogs are really, really bad when it comes to these younger, more tender trees to want to nip them. And they'll nip them all the way down. I don't know why they do that. They don't even eat it. I guess they just want to nip on something. Anywho, we'll go ahead and get her covered up anyways. Not a bad looking graft, I say so myself. And I got a little bit of top dirt to throw on here, and kind of like a mulch. A little caterpillar. And this potting mix I got here has an awful lot of wood chips and humus to it, and it's also got some fertilizer in it, which will help the tree. Whenever it rains, it'll leach down in there. There we go. We got a Davis over here behind me next to it, and it had some root suckers that was trying to come up. Now that in back there is a bark inlay. Well, not a bark inlay, but an inlay graft. A bark inlay is double cut. Inlay is just one single slit. But anywho, just something I wanted to show you. It's looking pretty good. This will give this, probably about 2 years, and it'll be up there. Hopefully it continues to thrive like it is. I'm very, very pleased, although we got some tattering going on, and a lot of that's got to do with the fence. Whenever I pulled the fence off, I kind of ripped this leaf. But let's get the fence on here. And kind of hold it together just a little bit. Nice and gently. There we go. He's back in place. Get the zip ties on here. Pretty little tree, doing very, very well. And I have to say I'm very pleased. The rootstock took very, very well to the scion wood. Normally you got to come in here and knock any of the green below the graft line off, and didn't see any of that going on with this. So it's doing very, very well, and I'm very, very pleased. There you have it. Pawpaws, wonderful little trees to deal with, and very, very forgiving. Because when you make a mistake, as long as the root's down there, it'll come back. And believe you me, I've made my mistakes. I've killed a few of them by accident, but they always come back from the root, as long as that root is established. Anyhow, my name's Jim. If you like what you see, subscribe. Any comments or questions that you may have, I welcome. You all have a God bless day.